Introduction to the Audiovisual Directing course for YouTube. The goal of this course is not to learn how to film videos about a specific topic. The goal is to understand the craft of audiovisual storytelling from its deepest foundations. Before we talk about cameras, editing, sound, or platforms, we need to understand how the viewer's experience actually works. Audiovisual directing is not simply about recording reality. It is about designing an experience that captures attention, sustains interest, and creates transformation in the person watching. A video can be understood on 3 different levels. For many beginners, a video is information. It is a way to share knowledge, demonstrate a process, or communicate ideas. Professionals understand that a video is attention. Everything inside an audiovisual piece is constantly competing to keep the viewer engaged. Great storytellers understand something even deeper. A video is transformation. What truly matters is not only what is shown, but what the viewer feels, understands, or discovers by the end of the experience. Information is what is said. Attention is what keeps someone watching. Transformation is what remains afterward. Understanding this distinction is the first step toward thinking like a director. There is one question that matters more than any camera, microphone, or editing software. Why should someone keep watching for the next 10 minutes? The answer to that question lies at the heart of all audiovisual directing. Audience retention is not built at the end of a video. It is built second by second. One of the most common mistakes is believing that having an idea, turning on a camera, explaining it, and ending the recording is enough. But an explanation is not necessarily a story. Human beings are naturally wired to follow questions more than answers. That is why the most effective videos often begin with a narrative tension. It may be a mystery, a challenge, a problem, an unexpected observation, or a situation whose outcome is still unknown. The size of the conflict is not what matters. Its existence is. Every good story revolves around a question, searching for an answer. If we reduce the structure of a medium-length video to its essential components, it could be summarized in 5 stages: promise, question, journey, resolution, reflection. The promise communicates what the viewer will gain. The question introduces the central challenge or mystery. The journey explores the attempts, discoveries, setbacks, and lessons learned. The resolution delivers the answer. The reflection explains why the entire experience mattered. Beginners often believe that directors organize images. Good directors organize emotions. Images are tools. Emotions are the true language of audiovisual storytelling. Behind nearly every retention mechanism lie 5 fundamental forces. Curiosity, which drives us to discover what we do not yet know. Progress, which allows us to feel that something is moving forward. Surprise, which breaks expectations. Emotion, which creates human connection. And meaning, which makes us feel that what we are watching matters. Many people assume that retention depends entirely on fast editing. Yet some of the most captivating videos are slow, deliberate, and patient. Speed does not replace interest. What keeps an audience watching is the presence of meaningful questions and worthwhile experiences. From this point forward, we will explore how viewers think and how directors can design experiences that keep attention alive from beginning to end. Chapter 1: How the Viewer's Mind Works. Before discussing cameras, microphones, music, editing, or any technical tool, it is essential to understand one fundamental idea. The director's real material is not images. The real material is human attention. Once this idea is understood deeply, many audiovisual decisions begin to make sense. Camera work, editing, sound design, and narrative structure stop being isolated elements and become tools for guiding the viewer's attention. The viewer is self-interested. This should not be interpreted as criticism. It is simply a description of how the human mind works. When someone opens YouTube or any other video platform, they are rarely thinking about what the creator wants to say. Instead, a much simpler question appears. Open quote, "What's in this for me?" Close quote. The viewer is trying to satisfy a personal need. They may want to learn something new. They may be looking for inspiration. They may need company. They may be trying to solve a problem. They may want to feel excitement, relaxation, surprise, motivation, or simply enjoy a few pleasant minutes. The creator's story is the vehicle. The viewer's need is the engine. Understanding this difference is one of the first lessons of audiovisual directing. The battle of the first 30 seconds. One of the most remarkable aspects of human behavior is how quickly we make decisions. Most people decide whether they will continue watching a video long before they fully understand what it is about. The decision happens within seconds. That is why the beginning of a video is so important. Not because it must be spectacular, not because it must be loud or dramatic, but because it must answer a fundamental question. Is this worth watching? Many videos lose viewers because they spend too much time on introductions, background information, lengthy explanations, or context that has not yet become relevant to the audience. The exact same story can produce completely different results depending on how it is introduced. The goal is not to manipulate reality. The goal is to organize reality in a way that creates interest from the very beginning. Curiosity is fuel. Curiosity is one of the most powerful drivers of human attention. The brain naturally seeks answers whenever it encounters an open question. When an intriguing unknown appears, the desire to resolve it appears as well. That is why curiosity is present in documentaries, movies, television series, books, podcasts, and virtually every form of storytelling. A well-framed question can sustain attention for surprisingly long periods of time. However, it is important to distinguish between two different kinds of curiosity: surface curiosity and deep curiosity. There is a form of curiosity based entirely on immediate impact. It seeks to surprise quickly and often fades just as quickly. On the other hand, there is deep curiosity, born from genuine and meaningful questions. Questions that invite us to discover something new about the world. Questions that create a real desire to understand. The difference between these two forms of curiosity often determines how long an audience remains engaged. Surface curiosity can capture attention. Deep curiosity can sustain an entire story. The rule of questions. One of the most important principles in audiovisual storytelling is this: a video does not move forward because of information. A video moves forward because of questions. As long as questions exist, attention exists. When questions disappear, attention begins to fade. Films use this mechanism constantly. Questions emerge such as, what happened? Who did it? Will they succeed? What decision will they make? What will happen next? The same principle applies to YouTube videos, although the questions are often smaller and more everyday in nature. The size of the question is not what matters. What matters is that the question exists. The viewer needs progress. There is another essential ingredient for maintaining interest: visible progress. People need to feel that something is changing. Something must move forward. Something must evolve. That is why audiences are naturally drawn to projects involving building, restoring, growing, experimenting, learning, transforming, or traveling. All of these stories reveal change. There is a starting point, there is an ending point, and there is a journey connecting the two. When viewers can see that progress, they feel that their time is being rewarded. When everything appears to remain the same for too long, attention begins to weaken. The principle of reward. Attention can be understood as an investment. Every minute someone spends watching a video represents time, energy, and mental focus. Because of that, viewers expect something in return. The reward can take many forms. It may be an answer, a discovery, a memorable image, an emotional moment, a new insight, a practical lesson, a shift in perspective. What matters is the regular feeling that progress is occurring and that the investment is worthwhile. When people feel they are investing attention without receiving anything meaningful in return, they usually leave. The mistake of expert creators. Many people who possess deep knowledge about a subject make the same mistake. They assume that viewers understand the world the way they do. But there is a fundamental difference. The creator lives inside the project every day. The viewer has just arrived. The creator knows every detail. The viewer knows none of them. For this reason, one of the most important questions a director can ask is, what does the viewer need to know right now? The goal is not to show everything we know. The goal is to show what helps move the experience forward, the core principle of storytelling. If there were only one idea worth remembering from this chapter, it would be this: every minute of a video should answer a question and open a new one. Storytelling functions as a continuous chain of discoveries. A question appears, an answer arrives, a new question emerges, another answer follows, and the process continues. This mechanism keeps curiosity alive and sustains attention throughout the entire experience. It is not a technique, it is the very heart of audiovisual storytelling. Observation exercise. Before recording, editing, or writing any script, it is worth developing one essential skill: learning to observe. Whenever a video manages to hold your attention all the way to the end, ask yourself, what was the first question that captured my interest? What new questions appeared afterward? Where did I receive rewards? Where did I notice progress? Why did I keep watching? Once you learn to recognize these mechanisms, the way you consume content changes completely. You stop observing only as a viewer. You begin observing as a director,